Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, July 10th, and I'm your host, Krista McDonald. This week marks Phase 3 of the state reopening plan, and many people were awaiting Phase 3 so they could return to their local gyms and get back into their routine of working out. Susan Young of the Vanderbilt Club explained how they prepared for the reopening.
And, I'm not going to lie, I was very nervous about the opening. I wanted to make sure everything was just perfect for the members. And obviously, people are a little hesitant to come running through the doors right now. I'm hoping that will change as time goes on. We opened the pool last month, and we've been able to run outdoor aqua aerobic classes. The lap swimmers have been happy. We're actually even able to do private and semi-private swim lessons for the kids. You can't have group swim lessons right now, but the privates seem to be working. And we started doing outdoor spin classes about 3 weeks ago. That's been awesome. It's so awesome. The people are so happy. And, a little bit of work. We rented a pod to put out in the parking lot so we can keep most of the bikes there, and we wheel them out before the class. We'll have 1 or 2 classes, and then we wheel them right back in after so, they don't get caught in the rain, that kind of thing. We're going to start yoga outdoors this Thursday morning, and next week we're going to have quite a number of classes outdoors. We have a space in the back of the building, a sport court, and we're going to ask people to bring their own mats, towels, and weights if they want to bring their own weights, and we'll go from there. It's just going to be baby steps the whole way.
For those who are ready to get back to the gym, you will notice some changes that have been made on the inside.
Well, what we did was we blocked off every other piece of cardio equipment so that people have the 6, 7, 8 feet of distance. We're asking people to wear their masks when they're in here. The free weight area, we ask in the Nautilus, in the Life Fitness, you have to keep a machine between you. I have hired extra help, the sanitizers, I call them, and they're also patrolling to make sure that everyone keeps their distance.
Monday was opening day for the Vanderbilt, and a few loyal customers were the first through the doors.
So funny, the first member, great guy, Ken Kirker, he's been a member for a long time, 74 years old. Right behind him, Janet Kane. Lovely member, 89 years old. I'm like, I expected the young kids because kids are fearless, you know what I mean? But for those 2 people to be the first and second people at the front door, we gave them a round of applause.
If you want to get back into the gym and are interested in a membership, just reach out to the club. And now we have no excuses not to.
And I know people are nervous right now. We do offer a summer membership from now through September for $150 just to kind of get your feet wet. If you do like it, you can sign up anytime. It's $52 a month for an individual membership. There's no joining fee, no cancellation fee. All we ask is you give a 30-day notice to cancel.
The Recreation Department summer camps have officially gotten underway, but with new safety measures to ensure everyone involved still has a safe and fun summer. NCM caught up with Assistant Director Katie Seastead to get a recap of what you can expect.
Hi Norwood, Katie Seastead here from the Recreation Department. I'm giving an update about our summer camp. So we have started July 6th. It was a great start today. We have 3 campsites this year at Callahan, Cleveland, and Coakley. We are signing and registering participants up only 2 weeks in advance. That way, in case anything ever was to happen with these phases, we're hoping it goes forward, but right now. So today, July 6th, open registration for July 20th. Next week on the 13th, we will register for the 27th. So always 2 weeks out. There are still plenty of spots open for the week of July 20th at Callahan as well as Cleveland for junior play. It seems that Coakley has been very, very popular. So if you don't get into Coakley, there's still a chance at Callahan and Cleveland. So videos, a camper will pull up at various locations. They'll stay in the car. Our staff, as of right now, are doing temperature checks. This is not mandated by the state. However, we feel comfortable with that. So we have been doing that. As well as making sure all campers this year, which is new, is bringing masks. They are not required to wear it for the full day. However, if there's times where the group cannot be socially distant, they will put their masks on. Our staff, however, are wearing their mask throughout the whole entire day. However, when they're socially distant and eating or drinking, they are allowed to wear, with no mask, not have a mask on. And then we also have what is big for all of our families to know. Although numbers and phases, the group size sizes are getting bigger. We are not. We are keeping our camp small this summer. We want to make sure safety is the number one concern. So you will not see Coakley with 110 kids. At max, we have at Coakley about 70 campers. So we just want to make sure our families know that we will not go to a camp. You will not go to a camp and have a group of 30. It will be at max 10 kids. Right now we have groups of 8 with 2 counselors. However, like I said, the max you'll see with one group is 10 participants. So we will not have more than that. So families can rest assured with that one. And we're excited. We're having, today was our first day. It went really well. Drop off went well. The campers were doing great. When they were able to be socially distant, they did not have their masks on. They were playing a bunch of games. Our staff has been trained and they're excited for a fun summer. We will still have some of our specialty items like our theme weeks as well as the ice cream truck coming to visit. We have talked to them as well as the Board of Health. And that's one big thing is we have been working with the Board of Health every single week, if not daily. We're very lucky to have Segal as well as the rest of the staff helping us be able to pull off this summer. We look forward to a wonderful summer. The kids are excited. This week I think is Wacky Week, and then we have a couple of like superhero weeks and Norwood Spirit Week. So we're getting excited. There's still, like I said, spots available. The one big thing parents need to know, they have to have their paperwork in for their student, or not student, participant, 1 week in advance to camp. If that does not happen, we have no flexibility and they will not be able to attend. Those paper package, you can either come to the Civic Center and grab one, or it is found on the Recreation website. If you go to the town website, Recreation, and under forms, it is there in 1 week. And once you do it once, you don't have to do it again. So one time and done. But we look forward to having you come participate in our summer programming. We hope you have a wonderful afternoon and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Katie and the entire Rec Department for all your hard work. Stay tuned after this break for more Rec Department updates and a sports report.
Do you want to stay up to date with Norwood Community Media? Then subscribe to our weekly NCM newsletter. Every Friday, our promotions department publishes an online newsletter that highlights the work of NCM and the latest happenings. It includes the full episode of Norwood News, recent clips from NCM programs, behind-the-scenes photos, and so much more. NCM works hard to deliver a steady stream of Norwood content, and this newsletter is another way to stay connected to Norwood. To receive the newsletter, just visit www.norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Scroll to the bottom of the page, click the Sign Up for Our Newsletter button, and enter some basic information. You'll then be added to our newsletter mailing list. It's all here on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
Welcome back. In addition to camp's reopening, so is Hawes Pool. The Board of Health announced the approval of the reopening of Hawes Pool, and Travis Farley recaps all the new guidelines residents must follow to have a safe day at the pool.
Hi Norwood, Travis Farley here with the Recreation Department at wonderful Hawes Pool on this beautiful day. Just a few reminders about the pool. Hawes Pool will be our only pool open this summer. The logistics with the state guidelines were just too difficult to open 2 pools, and we felt this was the safest option for the community. We had a few questions about swim lessons. We are not doing swim lessons this year, just public swim. A friendly reminder, Hawes Pool is open 7 days a week for public swim. We do ask residents, and this is very important, that you sign up. We have allocated blocks of time during those 7 days a week that you can sign up for. You can sign up for at the Civic, on myrec.com, on our website. They'll have the blocks of time that you can sign up for. If you do want to sign up at the pool, you're more than welcome to. No cash or check, just credit card. The only thing you do run the risk of is the session fills up. You are running the risk of getting turned away at the gate. And just a reminder, when you do enter the pool area, you will be assigned an area on the pool deck that you will have to put your stuff on and stay on when you're outside the pool deck, outside the pool, and then when you're in the pool, you will be assigned a lane. So very important reminders. We want to say thank you. Our staff did an incredible job this summer and this spring trying to get this open. A big shout out to the Board of Health for thank you for working with us. We hope to see you at the pool this summer, and for some reason, if there is any inclement weather, we will credit your account, so don't worry about not getting a refund or not getting a credit. We will credit you, and you can use the swim time for a different day. Just a reminder, it is $3 per person, $12 at a max for family, and you can sign up for as many blocks of time as you want. You can leave your stuff at a gate, and you want to sign up for 2 or 3 blocks in a row as a family, you are more than welcome to. And if there are any financial issues, please let us know and we'll work with you as best we can. So thank you, Norwood. We hope you enjoy the pool this summer and looking forward to seeing you at Haas Pool.
It's so great to see the pool back up and running. And now we'll toss it over to Brian Dunn with sports.
Hello and welcome into the sports update for this week. My name is Brian Dunn, and we mentioned last week that the MIBL and baseball were preparing to open its doors, and officially games are underway. This week, both Babe Ruth and the Norwood MIBL played, and both are off to great starts. But what exactly is the MIBL that we speak of? Well, longtime Legion baseball coach Paul Smarkandelis explains the creation of the new MIBL.
Not saying it was premature, but we were ready to hold out to see what came next. So Quincy and Braintree coaches, Mays and Fox, decided that we could come up with this independent league. We had a bunch of Zoom calls with 16 coaches. A couple teams couldn't make it out of our district, Cohasset and Foxborough. So we added Kingston, Ashland, Natick, and we just treated it like we were, starting from scratch. In the minds of all the coaches, is about the kids, getting them on the field, and about the communities that support it, because at that point there was nothing, and this was something to look forward to, and we didn't know up until July 6th if we were going to be able to start the season on the 7th, because Phase 3 had to be answered, and Baker had to open up, and he did. So yeah, it was a lot of work, but I'd say the Braintree and Quincy guys really pushed it.
When Legion shut down for the season, went with it was the usual revenue source, meaning teams had to find an alternative. That's where Norwood Bank President John Galvani steps in. A longtime supporter of Norwood baseball, is a main sponsor for this summer's Norwood team this year.
The truth is, he's supported us every year. Norwood Bank, going back to the days of Mr. Curran and Mr. Dixon, has always been there for Legion baseball. And John's been the same. John's a baseball guy. He's an athlete himself. And I called him and I said, we can't use Legion funds. And he said, what do you need? I'll put it in front of the charitable group. And he came back, and 80% of our funding is them. That's why they're on the back of our jerseys. So, but they've been with us for a long time, and we're just excited that they made this possible. And we have other sponsors. We have the Jake Foundation. We're gonna get a couple bucks from the Masons like we do every year, police and fire. But Norwood Bank made it happen.
It's great, just kids that didn't get a chance to play high school sports, high school baseball, now get a chance to do this. I mean, Norwood baseball, Norwood sports is huge, and the fact that the summertime now they've got a league that the kids can play in is a huge benefit for everyone. And we were thrilled to see that both youth sports, Legion, everybody's finally back.
The whole creation of the MIBL took some planning and organizing to get there, but the team feels right at home playing baseball again.
The baseball is the easy part because it's in these guys' blood. I didn't expect, they were very sharp yesterday, our first game. They've been working out obviously on their own. We had some practices, but it felt normal. It felt just like a game. It was more, are we going to get to that point? So I think what's going through their mind is the anticipation of, do I finally get to compete again with my teammates, with kids I came up with through Little League, Babe Ruth, and now this is, the culmination. And for some kids, it's their last time around. So just for it to happen, I think was significant. And now for us, it's the same approach. We want to respect the game and, really represent the town correctly and play hard and win.
And again, we mentioned earlier, Norwood's MIBL team got off to a hot start. Norwood took down Canton 8-4 in the home opener on Tuesday and lost a tough one to Westwood on July 8th, 6-5. And Babe Ruth is also in action. The Cardinals took down the Braves, and the defending champion A's came out strong out of the gate in the championship rematch over the White Sox. The Dodgers and the Yankees both picked up wins as well, and the season is well underway, with games being every day, if not every other day. So keep it here to the Sports Update for updates on all things summer baseball. Stay tuned after this break for local government news.
Welcome back. This week in government kicked off with a bid opening for the water main installation project. 9 bids were presented, and the highest bid went to Rivoli Construction Company with a total bid of $2,079,646.60. Tuesday afternoon, the Neponset River Regional Chamber and the town of Norwood hosted a business listening session for local businesses that were affected by last week's flooding. Owners logged on and shared their damage stories and had discussions on different programs that would be of help. This session is currently airing on NCM's government channel. The Board of Selectmen was one of 2 live meetings Tuesday night. With the declared state of emergency due to the recent storm, Norwood is looking for ways to help fund relief efforts for the town. Tony Mazzucco recaps what the Selectmen approved last week as a source of funding.
What the board approved last week was using 2 remaindered grant funding sources from prior years. One was CDBG program money and one was design money.
Slower, please. Sorry, he's talking too fast. What
Sure.
program?
Community Development Block Grant Program Income, which is money the town receives for administering community development block grant programs. And you're able to use that for community development related functions. And then the other was remaining design money from a project several years ago we received from the Department of Conservation and Recreation that has no other use. That project is not going forward. So we've spoken with the state and we've used authority under the Civil Defense Act to reallocate those funds, which gives us about $180,000 to start with.
After some deliberation on the amount, the board approved a transfer of $320,000 of excess funds to put toward the ongoing relief program.
Heading further on the motion, which is now to approve 4453A donation of these excess funds as identified by the manager to this program. Is there anything further? Mr. Lane?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So if this passes, we would appropriate $320,000 as opposed to $500,000.
Correct.
Correct. Okay, thank you.
All right. Hearing none, seeing any other discussion, we'll put it to a vote by roll call. Mr. Lane?
No. Nay.
No. Mr. Maloney?
Aye.
Mrs. Donahue?
Aye.
Mr. Hajar?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, so that will pass 4-1 with Mr. Lane in opposition.
The Board of Selectmen is scheduled to meet again July 21st. The Zoning Board of Appeals met Tuesday evening as well. The board decided on only one hearing for this meeting as the gravel removal case for 783 University Ave was postponed until September 15th. The addition hearing for 784 Neponset Street was approved by the board. At the end of their meeting, the board re-elected Thomas Brady as the chair of the board for next year. The Zoning Board of Appeals' next meeting is July 21st. The Community Preservation Committee met Wednesday night. After approval of the previous meeting minutes, the CPC welcomed Matt Lane to the committee as the new representative of the Selectmen. The CPC also stated that Cheryl Doyle tendered her resignation with the Conservation Commission, therefore she is no longer on the CPC as a Conservation Commission representative. Review of the Community Preservation Plan and discussions about hiring a recording secretary also took place. The CPC will meet again in the coming weeks. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for some more town news.
We have a responsibility as a community
to give all our youth the best opportunity to succeed.
To stop a problem before it starts.
To not stigmatize mental health and addiction.
We have a responsibility
to promote positive youth and adult relationships.
To engage youth in the community.
We have a responsibility
to maintain.
To encourage.
To take pride in the health of our youth.
We have a responsibility to give all our youth the best opportunity to succeed.
Together we can make an impact.
Learn how you can be involved at impactnorwood.org.
Welcome back. When the governor announced a shutdown of businesses in March, many restaurants around the town had to adapt on the fly. Owner of the Juice Bar in South Norwood, Marcy Pastorio, explains how the pandemic has affected the business.
It was a little confusing at first. We didn't really know how to start everything. From 4 employees, I ended up with only 1. 3 of them stayed home. because they wanted to, and it was something that the families wanted. So it was just me and one more employee throughout the peak of the pandemic. And we reduced our hours from 7 to 6 to 8 to 4. We're starting to get back to the normalcy of how it was before. And to be very honest, I cannot complain throughout everything, especially through the peak of the pandemic. We were able to keep our numbers stable and pay our bills, and I was able to pay my employee. When everything reopened, things slowly got back to more of a busy time, which is what we are right now. Summertime is our busiest time.
Pastorio had to make a lot of changes inside the store and to the business protocol.
Nobody complains, everybody's respectful to the new ways of living, actually. So in here, we ask the clients if there's too many of them inside. We ask, could you wait outside? Did you drive? Can you wait in your car? We'll bring your order to your car. Or we encourage everybody to call ahead, so it's less than 3 minutes inside the store. So it's in and out, in and out. Everything we make is to order. So some things could take a few minutes to be made, like sandwiches and everything, but we try to make as fast as possible.
Over the past year, the juice bar has grown from a few menu items to a large menu with plenty of healthy options.
So we upgraded a few things. We have more sandwiches, we have salads, a few more juices and smoothies in our menu. We have bigger options of bowls. We also invested on an espresso machine, which is awesome. And so we do have the lattes, the macchiatos, the gourmet coffee. Yeah, and we also introduced more healthy options of cakes, sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free cakes, which are still delicious. And we have a big variety of tapiocas, which is gluten-free crepes. So that is like going out very well. People are loving it. It's something different because here in America, we only think of tapioca, the pudding. Where I come from in Brazil, we use the flour. So we make it into a crepe, and you can fill it up with anything you want: chicken, cheese, eggs, avocados. And it's a great option to those who have celiac or just don't want to have the bread. So we grew so much that we didn't have space to work. We had too many people working at the same time. So we did the new counters, we did the new wall over there. And because we introduced the coffee, we decided to go with the juice and grind on that wall. And yeah, it's something exciting. And before, I used to write all the menus myself, handwriting, and upgraded to a printed menu so people can read it better and understand it better. So yeah, we're excited to be growing.
Pastorio had a message for all the loyal customers who supported them during these tough times.
It was a great experience with the customers that we have, because everybody showed their love and compassion to small businesses like mine.
Speaking of bars, check your Wi-Fi signal next time you're on the Common. As you may know, you can watch Norwood News anywhere you go. That now includes Town Common. Norwood Light Broadband is bringing Wi-Fi to the Common not only to watch your favorite hometown newscast, but if you want to bring a computer and get some work done, research some local restaurants, maybe even make some TikToks, now you can. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.